I have a very hard time committing to one certain training style, or I guess you could say aspect of training, or mode of training, whatever you want to say. Um, but you might ask, how are you squatting every day? And it's just kind of because I do whatever I want. There's a lot of discipline involved in this, and I think the discipline is the main reason I can't come out here and squat every day. But I went for a run today. Went for a half-mile run, walked a half mile back to the house. Um, and when I run, it's like, dude, I really want to start running again. In the past, I was up to hitting a 10-mile run once a week. I believe I was logging like 30 miles a week, running 4 or 5 days a week. These were workout runs. I'd run like a 5K at like 80%, hit like a 5 or 6 mile tempo run, which for me that'd be like 1 mile hard, 1 mile easy, and just alternate between that. I'd hit like a 4 mile fartlek run, which is every mile has to be faster than the previous one. Then obviously the big long run, usually 10 miles. And I missed that. But during that time, the lifting was on the back burner. I barely had it in me to, do push-ups and everything when I got home. The lifting was really like off to the side, and sort of became calisthenics focused. Around that time, believe I was doing mostly pull-ups on my pull days. I'd just come out here, put in like 100 pull-ups, and then other days I'd do push-ups. But really, I was only working out aside from running, maybe 3 or 4 days a week. It's just very expensive for me to run that much, but I do miss the running. And so I went for that run today. Obviously, running has been on the back burner for like a year for me now. But I'm sort of wanting to pick it back up. But even within just the lifting world, I have a hard time staying focused on one lift for any more than like 2 weeks. If you go back through my videos, and for those of you that follow me, I mentioned that I'm going to push the deadlift for a little bit, see what happens. I'm going to try to deadlift this for this many reps. And within a week later, I'm like, I'm going to push the front squat. Then the next week, it's like, I'm going to push the back squat. And another question is, well, how am I going to push it? Sometimes I come out here, I really enjoy like heavy triples and singles. And so I'm, thinking that I'm going to go for a PR here soon. Like a max weight PR, one RM, or maybe I'll go for a PR on a set of 3, try to increase my triple PR. Or I look at it as, I'm going to take 135 for a set of 75 instead of a set of 50. Or maybe I want to hit a new 10 rep max or a 20 rep max. And it's very, very hard for me to dial in on one thing. Looking down the road at like 6 months of training and knowing that it's all going to be very, very similar, it's just kind of bland to me. That's why I sort of changed my perspective so much. And maybe, this may be even better for longevity. Obviously, my progress is slow. It's very hard to progress when you're trying to progress everything at one time. But I feel like I never really get too far away from the medium. How do I put this? If I stepped completely away from running and just went for heavy singles, obviously my cardio would be crap. Heart would not be in good shape. Joints would probably be hurting, getting stiff and everything, just from, hitting heavy triples as my workout. But then again, if I came in here and only focused on sets of, 30 plus reps, obviously I'm going to be lacking strength in the, higher percentage range, like 85, 90%. And, back in the past when I was really dedicated to running, the lifting took a really big hit. So it's kind of hard to balance it all out, but I feel like there is a balance somewhere in the middle, which in that balance, you're not really getting the best of both worlds, but you are getting the best all around, like the best combination. So I did a little bit of front squats today for some volume. Then I took 225 for 2 singles. That's really all I wanted after the run. I was going to pop 275, but it was not in the tank. Went over to bench. Haven't really benched in quite a long time. This is probably my, let's see, probably like my 6th bench workout in 3-4 months maybe. Took 225 for a single. Felt very heavy, which it could be a CNS thing as well. But I don't know. It kind of hurts me to see where my bench is. Old PR was 255, and I'm at 225 right now. But it is what it is. I feel a lot better upper body wise. So I don't know. We'll see what I work back in. I'd really like to, start running more, especially since the weather's getting nicer. But then again, 405 sounds nice. 315 for 20 on squat sounds nice. And it's just hard for me to pick a goal and stick with it. But that's really all I've got for today. Catch y'all tomorrow.